You're listening to Jonesy's JukeBox on KLOS. That was Deep Purple, Burn, from the album Burn. And then before that, we had New Interpol, The Weekend, A Fine Mess EP. It is 10 after 12 bells on a Thursday. It's gorgeous out, clear as a bell.
I think I'll leave it out.
I was there. I was down in Malibu, stayed out there last night. It was so beautiful. Where do you live?
Lake Tahoe.
You do?
Yeah, I run the British Embassy up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're the mayor?
Well, it used to be. Meh.
David Coverdale, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, boys and girls.
Of Whitesnake.
Yes. How white was his snake?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is that like a subliminal name for the band, Everything Sexual?
No, certainly not. No. Sexual as opposed to sexist.
Yeah.
It's about my willy, really.
Yeah, Whitesnake.
Yeah, it's my white. How white was my snake? My forthcoming novel.
That's good. That's good. And the one, Slide It In. That's not sexual.
It's a concept album about oysters. Oysters, bananas, take your pick. Toblerone.
Yes. Swiss chocolate.
Swiss, yes. There's holes in it.
It's triangular.
Very difficult on one's veneers.
It's not good. Why do they have it that shape? Because it's a real pain to break off.
You have to soften it in the sun. That's what I found.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's...
Jonesy's JukeBox.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And thank you for having me here. It's lovely being had.
Yeah. So you're from Lancashire? Yorkshire.
Sorry,
excuse me.
3 Hail Marys are a knockout.
Squeeze me.
Good Lord. Yes. The likely lads. Yorkshire, born and bred, yes.
So did you have a Yorkshire accent when you was a kid?
Yes, kind of.
And you
yeah,
trained
my mother insisted on as good an education as we could afford.
And you had elocution lessons?
Aye, execution lessons. All
and
of them.
execution?
Yeah.
Electrocution?
Aye. And John Lord was another fabulous mentor. RADA, of course. Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. The audience was firing in stits and farts. Oh, fits and starts, excuse me.
Man.
Dyslexia rules.
Are you dyslexic?
No, I don't think so.
I am.
You are?
Yeah, especially with numbers. I always get numbers back.
There's got to be a special word for that then, surely. It's called accountancy.
Yeah. It's called robbery. So
you're drinking that crap coffee?
Well, that's all there was, and I need a little boost.
Okay.
I didn't have any this morning.
Me too.
You want some of this?
I had some of that. I feel like a new woman.
Okay. It is like dirt. I will
it's
give
like
you that.
old BBC coffee. I don't know. It's like little imported char winning over here. At least it's KLOS. 50 years. You should have a Keurig.
I agree. I'm glad you're saying this.
There's a bit of French roast, for God's sake. I'm an artist.
I'm glad you're saying this. I don't think there was any coffee in BBC. They never had coffee. Coffee wasn't invented in England back in that day.
Me and Bob Marley, we refused to drink it. We had to do something other than that.
I think it was just tea, right, back then?
Back then, yeah.
The tea lady.
Yes, it was, yeah. You must have done. You did Top of the Pops.
Not live. They wouldn't have us on there.
Good lads.
For real?
I'm the only artist who was on there didn't sell records the day after.
Yeah? For real?
I don't think so. Later on was grand, but I was like, there's no bump in the sales. It was very funny.
What song was that?
Oh, Bloody Mary, I think was the first time I was on. Gimme. The next one I think was on. I was on a few times, and the obligatory rock act.
What, Deep Purple?
No, with Whitesnake, the early Whitesnakes.
Did Whitesnake have the success it did that it had in America and England?
Oh, God, yeah, it's a global band.
Yeah.
Thank God, otherwise I wouldn't be here.
Here we go again.
Yeah, indeed.
Did you write that?
Yes, about the breakup of my first marriage.
So you do get inspired by pain.
Everything's a diary, Broken hearts, celebrating love, how big is my willy?
Yes, the Whitesnake.
The Whitesnake.
12 inches of white.
An honest 12 inches was final days, of course.
The flaccid member of...
A flaccid... Nothing worse than a flaccid member of a club.
Oh, this is good. Hold on a sec. I'm having some rotten coffee.
Yeah. You'd think that would be a hint to go down to Buckaroos, but no. Next, it'll be the Bushmills. Come along, Jordan, dig 'em out.
So what was I going to ask you? I was going to ask you something very important.
Is it nice to be here? Yes. Is it nice to meet you? Yes.
Oh, no. You're a Virgo.
What at one time?
22nd. I'm the 3rd.
22nd of September. Are you on the cusp?
I know. I'm the 3rd. I'm well in there. I'm well Virgo.
Okay. Well, 3rd
You're
of
on the
September.
cusp.
Yeah. My mum was the 1st of September, God rest her soul, and she never forgave Hitler for invading Poland.
On the 3rd of September? War was declared on the 3rd,
First. Yeah. Oh, it was?
He invaded.
On the 1st.
But then war was
ruined
declared.
her birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a Virgo. Totally Virgo. Married to a Cappy, assisted by a Cappy, Capricorn. Yes, it's all fun and games in my circus.
Are you attracted to a similar kind of lady then? Is it always a similar?
No, I've never looked at it that way. I'm attracted to the cut of your jib.
Really?
Yes, I noticed that when you sashayed in the room.
Yes.
He doesn't walk, he sashays, boys and girls.
I float in.
He floats in, diaphanous, you know.
My bottle and glass.
Charming, yes. Derriere.
Oh, man.
Anyway, boys and girls, it's all fun and games. Welcome to Jukebox Joint Half Hour.
JukeBox Jury.
Jukebox Jury with David Jacobs and Brian Matthews.
Yeah.
I was getting showered this morning with an old 60s playlist of all those old BBC recordings of the Stones, the Pretty Things, 5 Live Yardbirds, which is, you guys didn't get all that, but 5 Live Yardbirds was like, we had to have that. These white guys playing blues rock, you know, Bo Diddley stuff and Billy Boy Arnold. Oh, my God, yeah. But 5 Live Yardbirds.
What is that?
It was a live album done at the Marquee.
Yeah.
And that was part of my playlist this morning, all this Gina Washington's Ram Jam Band and Jimmy James and the Vagabonds.
Yeah.
And part of it are from these BBC recordings with Brian Matthews introducing.
Yeah.
And here, boys and girls, another song from the Pretty Things.
Yeah.
Why did you grow your hair so long? You know, just fabulous 60s blather. You know?
Yeah. Of course, the only other 60s thing I remember was Ready, Steady, Go.
Yeah. With Kathy McGowan and...
what was his name?
Wilt Chamberlain. No, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. No, I'll get it.
Harold Wilson.
Look, it's on the tip of my tongue. Harold Wilson.
What was his name?
Who are these Beatles?
Who was that guy? Dark
David
hair.
Jacobs. No. I can see Keith Fordyce.
That's it.
Fordyce or Forsyth?
Forsyth.
Bruce Forsyth.
Yeah. What was his...
I'll name that tune.
What was his saying, Bruce Forsyth?
Oh, it's...
Oh, you are awful.
I just went straight to Larry Grayson.
Oh, you are awful.
No, that was Dick Emery.
Oh,
He had a board named after him, I think. Emery board.
And Blackboard. Didn't...
I think that was somebody else.
What was his thing? What was his...
Whose thing?
Bruce Forsyth. What was
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice.
That's it. Didn't he do well?
Oh, God, no. More crap. I need... Go and see the Fabulous Elise for some of Stevia.
Go and see the concierge.
It's from what?
This is great
Oh,
radio.
my God. Should we drink this or sniff it?
This is another one. Didn't he do well?
That's Bruce.
That was another line, right?
God damn, I'm reduced to granulated sugar?
Reduced.
Yes. Yeah, so where are you living?
I live up...
I mean, not the actual address.
Well, no, don't worry. I would never say the actual address. Number
But
one...
you're in Los Angeles.
Number 1 Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, sexy.
No, kidding.
Where the hell is that? Near Paris?
No, it's in the middle of the ocean. Benedict Canyon. Do you know where that is?
I remember him. He tried to sell this country to the British.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Arnold.
What are you talking about?
It was a history lesson. It was a flipping history lesson. As Mark, involuntary bowel movement on the right here.
It's the coffee. The
This coffee goes
in.
right through you.
Kicking in. Oh.
What a ripping yarn this is.
This is good stuff, mate. This is what.
Oh,
this is
my
gold.
God. This definitely needs a drop of Irish. It totally needs. You can't drink this on a daily basis. Your insides will be compromised forever. Oh, sorry. Where were we,
Where
Stephen?
was we? No, just on the radio. It's okay.
Chelsea. Yeah, baby. I remember Chelsea.
Are you a football fan?
Chelsea handler.
Yeah, you like that?
Oh, well, Middlesbrough was mine, but I lost. We never had the internet when I started. With, you know,
Nor did I.
I was a dinosaur at 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Chelsea handler. I thought that was her coat of arms.
No.
Hi, Chelsea.
All right, big man. So you got a new album coming out.
All right, Flesh and Blood.
Is it out May 10th?
May 10th,
out.
yes. But we've just had...
Single, Shut Up and Kiss Me.
Well, actually, we're on to a new one now called Trouble Is Your Middle Name.
Yeah.
Soon to be followed by Hey You, You Make Me Rock.
That's going to be the third single.
I think the third, yeah. Trying to get as much as possible. We're doing a month in the magnificent United States prior to all the festivals in Europe. So, yeah, so we couldn't get the album out early enough. So we're trying to get some of the new songs that we feature in concert, at least some awareness of them. The worst thing at a classic rock band is here's a song from the new album. That's what everybody goes for a pee, or a cocktail or something.
You're right.
But we're determined to keep them focused and attentive.
Lock them in. Don't let them out.
The Whitesnake Choir, here, learn it. So, yeah, but we just released a 7-disc 35th anniversary. Are you fondling yourself? You are.
I'm looking at you and
Mark,
fondling.
I know, he's fondling over here. Step right this way. No, we just released number 1 in the UK, Slide It In, a 35th anniversary 7-disc box set.
Yeah.
So it's pretty happening. Yeah, everything's pretty good right now. It's all is rosy in the garden.
Yeah.
So
The
champion,
new video has the same Jag in it.
The old Jag, yes. Yeah, that car could get laid on its own.
Is it your motor?
Yes, no, I didn't borrow it off anybody. I did. I've had it in storage for 30 years. And when we were talking about like inserts, we were going to put it outside of a mall in Reno and just have people crawl over it. And my co-producer went, then it'll be absolutely ruined, David.
Yeah.
So we kept it in a controlled environment. It's a performance video in my studio.
Yeah.
And nobody was allowed to do cartwheels. That was it.
Yeah.
And I could still get into my Anthony Price raw silk suit, which was pretty happening.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it went over very well. We hit over 1 million views in just over a month, which is pretty happening for a classic rock band.
Yeah. Is it a Van Pla? The Jag?
No, that Daimler band thing.
Daimler?
No. This was just a sexy,
V8?
V12?
V12?
You know what? I can't remember.
Yeah.
I cannot remember, but it was a very lucky car for me.
Yeah.
And we were I was going to sell it to the Hard Rock franchise when they had some money. But the guy who was doing the negotiations was found mysteriously dead in unusual circumstances.
Really?
Yes. So we put the car in storage, and it was perfect to bring it out of storage just for this very magical moment.
Did you have to get a new battery? Was the battery dead?
Oh, well, we stuck it in the Jag place for a couple of weeks. It's like, 79, 80 or something.
It's a long
So
time.
they hadn't seen anything. So a lot of the parts that for the car, they don't make. We had to go on eBay and all this and find Jag enthusiasts. But when you see the car in the video turn around the corner, Jesus, the car could get laid on its own.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. But why don't they make sexy cars like that anymore?
I mean,
they couldn't have done it on a VW Beetle.
No.
That would not have worked.
Or a Ford Angular.
Or an Angular. He is dyslexic. Ford. It was an XJ. Thank you, Mark. It was an XJ6 Series 3.
6.
I had no idea. How do you know? Wikipedia? You're online, aren't you?
I guess XJ6 is 6-cylinder, I would imagine.
Why are you asking me car questions?
I'm not asking
I can
you.
just afford them. I don't know if they
No,
don't
I know.
turn on. I don't know what they do. Gets me from A to B. Ask Elise. She drives.
Yeah, I'm not a boffin either. I just like
showing off.
a few words.
Taking
I like.
advantage of an old Yorkshireman.
Yorkshireman.
Where are you from? You're Welsh name, but were you Londoner?
No, I'm not actually. I'm not Welsh at all. I thought I was. I did that swab thing a couple of years ago. You know the.
Yeah.
The,
well, are those? I
who
think you have to
knows?
have a couple of checks on them.
Who
those
knows?
things.
Who
Because I'm
knows?
trying to trace back to Bishop Miles Coverdale, who translated the New Testament. I want those royalties. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it should be handed down.
Copyright, mate. It's Coverdale. You kidding?
I'm
Here I go again, Bishop Miles. What am I holding this jag thing?
Get that
Paper.
Get it out of here! So that video
Which one?
with the Tawny Katane.
Oh, yes. The Tawny Katane.
Or Tawny Katane.
Yes.
That was, that was just like, that was like magic.
Yes, completely. Iconic.
You didn't know it was going to be like that.
Of
but
course not. No, I was $3 million in debt
yeah.
for about 5 minutes, and then it just flew.
But that album, what was that album called?
The eponymous Whitesnake album, referred to affectionately as the 87 album.
Yeah.
Although it was pretty much done in 85.
But that put you well back on the map, right? I mean,
Absolutely. MT
Oh,
radio
crossover.
Well, radio like KLOS, plug, were very supportive of Whitesnake on the Sided In album. It was my first album with Geffen Records. They were thrilled with what we achieved, etc., etc. And then when we came out with the 87 album, radio was completely primed for it. So salutes, boys, and girls. But MTV was the new element.
Right.
So suddenly, and that was lightning in a bottle for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
All over the world, Whitesnake became a global entity instead of being big in Japan and Belgium. Yeah.
Belgium TV shows. Remember them?
Oh, yes, darling.
How depressing were they? Oh, my God.
I needed a stash of, what was it called? It used to be my house beer. It's a Belgian Trappist monk beer. Come on, somebody call in. What is it called again? With a C. Belgian Trappist monk thing, Marcus. Come on, commence to typing.
He wants a piece of paper. What about the beer?
No, it's amazing. I think it has monk's feet in it or something. Chimay. Chimay. It's to die for, boys and girls.
It has a Harry Monk in it.
It's called Bits of Monk. Bits of Monk. It's a naughty habit. What's the ball spot on a monk's head called?
What?
I don't know. I was asking, wasn't I? I was asking. Google away, Mark. Earn your money. Good Lord.
The bald bit.
The bald bit.
Why do they have the bald bit?
It's not a pate. No, it's something else. It's
do they cut
something
that?
with an S. Oh, it's definitely shaved off, yeah.
That is ridiculous. It's like, we're going to make you look as ugly as possible so you don't get hold of any birds.
Well, but they got hold of other things, I think.
I've heard all about it.
But I do recommend, there's a place called Andex outside of Munich, where they also make 3 strains of beer. There's strong, very strong, and brainless.
Yeah.
And the brainless beer is black, and that's what I've written an awful lot of Deep Purple early songs on, with this brainless black beer.
Crazy.
Scary.
Was it like Guinness?
Oh, I love Guinness, but it's not like Guinness. It's an entirely unique.
It's like a beer, because Guinness is
stout.
Stout.
Yeah.
A
So
stout.
meal in a glass, mate. I have it twice a year with a shot of Redbreast or Middleton as a salute to my mother's birthday and her passing. So, and also whenever I get to Ireland, I have it on draft, of course.
Yeah.
Which is, it takes about 2 days to pull a pint, but
Yeah.
because it's a little bit lively.
It's like tar.
But it's to die for, to drink.
I used to drink back then with Phil in Dublin. He took, when we went to Dublin.
Beautiful soul.
Yeah.
Lovely soul.
And I used to cane and it used to hit you real quick.
Oh, God,
I
yeah.
was lagging after about 3 pints.
Well, they do this. I think it's called a widget. You can get these Guinness bottles now that keeps some of the foamy aspect to it. But there's nothing beats having a pint of draft Guinness
Drawn.
in Belfast or Dublin. Yeah.
Out the,
To die for. To die for.
what do they call the thing? Out the tap, right?
You were close with Phil, weren't you?
Yes.
I loved Phil dearly, desperately. I thought he was a beautiful talent, beautiful soul.
Did
and
you-
here's something you might not know.
Go on.
Before I got the job with Deep Purple, Richie Blackmore and Richie Blackmore and Ian Pace. Richie Blackmore and Ian Pace were actually secretly jamming with Phil at Richie's house.
Behind your back?
No, I hadn't joined at that
Okay.
time. I was one of the reasons I think Richie stayed, because he was looking for one of the best compliments I've ever had is that he said, I wanted a man's voice.
Yeah.
And you brought it in, and I got all twitchy.
Yeah.
Twitchy Blackmore, But so once I got the gig, that was off the table, you know, because he was unhappy the way things were going. There was a great deal of friction at that time that one discovers. I was a kid. I got the job for my 21st, you know.
Do you still speak to him, Richie Blackmore?
Oh, yeah. We got in touch in 2012 after losing John Lord, after 30 years of very disagreeable, competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge epiphany for me. John had called me to tell me he'd been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Of all the cancers, that's an evil bastard.
The worst.
Well, they're just. But he said, "Will you be there for me, Davey, once I kick this and do something Purple related?" I said, "I'm there for you, completely and utterly." And I dug out the old Purple stuff. I'm not really a nostalgia guy, so I dug the albums out. I was going, Christ, I hope he's into doing it a bit more contemporary. Or the playing was great, everything was solid, you know, but it was still. I was a kid, you know, writing these songs, and of course, sadly, he lost the battle there. Then I lost my favorite aunt, who'd introduced me to the music of Elvis Presley and Little Richard and Chuck Berry and all this stuff as a teen. She was a teenager. I'd spent most of my childhood with my maternal grandma, my nana. So for 50 years, my aunt and I would speak every week, wherever I was in the world, and ended up talking about music.
Yeah.
It was just that kind of beautiful. So I lost her, my wife lost a beloved brother, all of this small window. The house was covered with like a black drape of grief.
Yeah.
And both my wife and I go, well, what are we supposed to learn from this extraordinary emotional grieving experience? And mine was to bury the hatchet with as many people or reconnect with people. I didn't want to lose any. John knew I loved him.
Yeah.
I've told him on repeated occasions. He was immense in my life. At my audition, you know, too long a story to go in this kind of feature, but he was huge in my life, and I had the pleasure of working with him. He helped me at the audition, just talking to me like a beautiful friend, uncle, you know, and helped me drink the bottle of Bell's I'd snuck in.
Yeah.
And then he asked me if he could join Whitesnake. So we had an fabulous bond and a tragic loss. But his work, of course, is immortal. That's a great thing about actors or musicians or whatever, even though we physically can't see them, to touch them, to hold them and tell them the work they've done is still with us. It's alive and as vibrant and as vital and relevant as ever. That's when I reached out to Richie to say, you know, I don't want to hear something's gone wrong with you or whatever. I just wanted you to know I love you. And I appreciate everything you did for me. The opportunity was ridiculous. You'll remember Opportunity Knocks.
Yes.
You know,
Open the box.
I'd never made a record.
Take the money.
I'm the only guy they auditioned, and I got the job.
Yeah.
And it was, to put your faith in the size of band. I had no idea. I'd just seen them on Top of the Pops a few times.
Yeah.
I thought they were big in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
You know, I had no idea there was this global entity. This was beyond my North Yorkshire vision.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just wanted Richie to know, after 30 years of bullshit between us, to say how much. Did you get the bleep? Oh, well done. Top of the class there, Jordan. To say, you know, thank you so much. And we reconnected and chatted, and he was very, very complimentary with what I'd achieved and very, very derogatory about his former colleagues.
Yeah.
So, but that was really cool, and I wish him all the joy. To me, so that's done. Mission accomplished, you know, reconnected, and wish him well. Let's get on with our lives and just don't die soon.
Yeah, yeah.